Activists in Portland think the best way to end the city's rampant homeless crisis is to get this, give out more tents. But drug counselors say the plan is not helping the situation.
This is an empty tent erected by activists to encourage people to go into tents.
Back in the day when we did outreach, our focus was what's the permanent solution, how are we going to help them today, get them off the streets, solve the problem, move on to the next person. And then eventually just became, here's another tent, here's another tarp, here's another peanut butter sandwich. If money were the solution, we would have already solved it.
Kendi, two fronts. This is hometown. This is home territory for you. What are your reactions as someone that loves that city, knows that city, believes in that city? Then what is your answer to some of the answers or reactions to how we deal with the homeless problem?
It's heartbreaking. We were talking about immigration earlier. This is completely inhumane. They see human beings as being disposable. Social services have totally broken down in this city. They have an ultra-liberal mayor, Ted Wheeler, who fights with the activists who are just trying to cannibalize each other. And this is their vision of utopia. It's awful. They don't do it right. Their outreach is bad. They don't get people into rehab. They rarely get people into shelters. About 3% of the unhoused population are actually in housing or shelters or jail or a nursing facility. And, the older population, the homeless population, is growing in Portland, just like it is in Southern California. They don't have any real solutions. They just like to yell about things, and they're buying people tents, and they are making it so much worse. It shows that they don't care. And money, we've seen this all over the country. Money does not solve homelessness. Systems do, and they refuse to get operating systems, and shame on them.
Dana, you have an opinion on this?
Well, it was interesting because you have experience in Portland and Los Angeles and New York. So you've seen this, and when she says
maybe you're the problem.
Adding money, that wasn't my point. But I think, just to reiterate what you're saying, is that money is not solving the problem. And the other thing is, it's going to get worse, especially in Portland. Why? Because they're driving the businesses out. Last week on this show, you saw a story about Walmart deciding to close 2 of its stores right there in Portland. That's a lot of jobs. That's where a lot of people got their services. I mean, because that's also the pharmacy.
Yep, food and clothing.
And that's also where you get your pictures printed if you're going to do something like that, but you get your groceries there and everything that you need. And now they're leaving as well. That means that other businesses are going to leave. So it's a downward spiral.
Jesse, as you think about this creatively, what more can they be doing? I mean, I think we struggle with this in New York. What can we be doing to deal with this issue more effectively?
Well, I wouldn't make rock bottom more comfortable. That's what I would start with. And the more money you send, the more homelessness increases. So someone's skimming the money off the top at these organizations, because you shouldn't want to continue homelessness just so you can stay in business. And that's what it looks like. I know a guy out in Long Island that works with a lot of homeless people, and this has nothing to do with money. He takes them to his park, and he has them pick up garbage. And what that does is it kind of gives them a sense of accomplishment. And then other people in the community go, I walk through this park all the time. This park looks spick and span. Thank you guys very much for your contribution to this park. And these guys hear this, and it gives them a sense of dignity. It gives them a sense of accomplishment and self-worth. And money can't buy that. You have to get that yourself with things like that, like action and doing. And right now, they're just languishing.
I'd take the money over picking up the garbage, but that's me. Brian, One Nation, what would you say to this as you think about ways in which we can be creative?
Well, I mean,
I don't mean to degrade below you. We should give people dignity, but what other things?
Well, we have to talk about. Well, we have to talk to the people who are homeless. And the image was originally, when homelessness really started taking root, or when you're younger, it's, man, they can't make their rent payment. They're out on their own. These families are stuck. It turns out there's mental illness. A lot of them are former soldiers. A lot of them are in the military. A lot of them are drug addicted, a lot of it related to the border, too. And sometimes people have to be, what Mayor Adams said, at least gave lip service to, mandated, scooped up like Rudy Giuliani did, put in facilities and try to rehab them and get them back. I tell you, I have a relative that's living in New Orleans. They're having the time of their lives living under the bridge in this homeless community, blasting music, having birthday parties. Some have just checked out of society, don't want to pay rent anymore. So there are subcultures within the subcultures. I think it's military who has trouble adjusting back, which is sinful that we did. And I think number 2, I think the drugs and overall mental illness. And it's just destroyed Portland. When Phil Knight comes out and says, I'm a Nike guy, I have to save this city, vote Republican, and they don't, and things get worse. What are people going to have to do to change policies?
The homeless were having a birthday party.
Yeah, we're having parties.
Your family lives under a bridge? What did you say?
Oh, if you go under the bridge in New Orleans, underneath the main thoroughfare, they're having parties. They're living lives.
I'm not laughing about that, but I misunderstood you. I thought you said your family was living under the bridge.
I have a relative who lives there to drive through there every day.
Okay, now I
Sounds like
you
should take better care of your mother.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.